Hello YouTube, this is Plains Prepper here. Today we're making another mod on my Kel-Tec SU16B. The factory rail that comes with the gun has no form of Picatinny or any way to mount a weapons light on there, and I believe that any rifle you're going to use for any kind of, well, anything should have a light on the front of it. They were using a Magpul LE4 rail section. I picked this up at my local gun shop. I think it was like $8, so it's really inexpensive. And so far, my testing has worked quite well for this Surefire light. This is kind of a big light for this gun, but it is the light I have, and it's a great little light, so that's what we're going to use. First off, we need to remove the front rail, so I believe I'll zoom the camera a little bit here so you can see in detail what I'm doing to take the fore end off of this. So, stick with me. Alright, the first thing you need to do is open up the bipod. Actually, first, check, make sure the rifle's empty. Nothing in there, so we're in the clear. First, take the fore end and extend the bipod on it. Alright, once you got that done, take out the spring, which is in between there, that holds the bipod apart. Then you want to squeeze these two together and press forward. This is kind of a bit of a juggling act, because you got to get it just right. What you're looking to do is there is a pin right there, and it slides towards the barrel of the rifle. And you want to get a knife or something in there to slide that pin out. So, and the best way I've found is to basically squeeze this front end here and wiggle your knife down in there. It also helps if you push up on the opposite side of that front hinge pin from the back here so you can get it up out of the way. Once you've got that first pin out though, the other one should slide right out with no problem. Alright. And it just pops off just like that, and the other side comes off. Now once you've got this apart, the next step is going to be to decide where you want to put your rail. I've determined I'm going to put it basically right here at the front, because I've got really big hands, and when I hold the rifle, that puts my thumb right where I want it. Some people are going to say you're putting it on the wrong side. I shoot left-handed, so I will put in the light on the right side so I can work it with my thumb. So let me get this marked and drilled, and I will see you in a bit. One quick thing to note, when you're drilling your mounting holes, make sure you check what's on the opposite side. I accidentally put mine a little too close to the riser, which retains the spring for the bipod, but I think I should be fine. I tested it on the nut will sit right here, and it'll leave that ledge that the spring needs to ride on, so I should be in the clear. But if I'd paid a little closer attention and made it just a little bit higher or a little more forward or back, I wouldn't have had to do that. But if you run into this problem, I just took my Dremel tool and Dremel that out. You could probably do the same thing with an X-Acto knife or a file. So just be aware when you're doing this modification. Alright, here I have the rail installed on the forearm. I just drilled the 2 holes. I cleared out my space I needed, put the nut on the back. You can see I put some blue Loctite on there to keep everything nice and snug. So the next step is going to be to reinstall the fore end on the rifle and then put the light on, and we'll be good to go. Alright, putting the fore end back on is pretty much the reverse of what we did to take it off. Just take this piece, make sure your pins are still in place. Once it's loose, they have a tendency to just fall out, so make sure you get them in there and make sure they stay in place. Just put it to the front of the rifle like so. snap the old one back on there. There we go. And you can see they're having a little something to prop up the front of the rifle on so that this is flush. Really help to get that on there and get that pin back in. Once the pin's back in, reinstall your spring. Let's see, this one. Close up the rifle. This is the part where you need 3 hands to put this bipod back on. Anybody from Kel-Tec is watching this. If you could figure out a way to make this, I don't know, actually viable, so it didn't take so much effort to get the bipod back on, it would be a lot more useful feature. But there we go. Rail's on there. Nice and tight. Thick or light. On there. There you go. One surefire mounted on a Kel-Tec SU16B. Well, any questions or comments, please leave them below. Please like, rate, and subscribe. And any suggestions on anything else I should do this rifle or any upgrades you'd like to see me try, leave them below as well. Thank you. This is Plains Prepper, signing out.